favorite recipe that's cheap and good for the benefit, because I believe there are so many people who are, especially for myself actually. I mean, I kind of pick up like cooking as a hobby, like during this MCO, even though I can't cook at all, like, even though I really try to. I really have to follow exactly step by step of a recipe, like without changing anything, then maybe I can make something out of it, or else like, I'll just fail all the way. So probably you can share on some like cheap and good and no fail proof, or maybe the word idiot, idiot proof cooking recipe for people like myself.
Okay. Okay, let me think.
For the really advanced one, they probably don't need this, but I'm pretty sure there are also some listeners who are like me. Hi there.
Okay. I definitely won't recommend you to start with the claypot chicken rice yet, lah. Okay.
No, awesome.
Yeah.
That's interesting, but
it's quite. I think I wouldn't have dared attempt it 2 years ago. Let me think. I like to actually make use of leftovers. To be honest, like for example, the ends of bread, the two ends of the bread. Normally, in the past, I don't like to eat them because they are not as nice as the parts in the middle. So I recently saw this YouTube video by a Japanese chef called Masa. So what he did was he made a kind of breakfast casserole by using bread ends. It's very simple. You just
exciting.
But basically, you cook something first using maybe either chopped ham or chopped bacon or smoked duck. You just cook it with milk and some potatoes. Cook until everything is soft. Okay, once you've got that, then you take out a small baking dish. You basically cut up all your bread ends, and then you line the baking dish with it, and then you just pour the mixture you cooked earlier on top of it. Okay, you pour it on top of so it's like a casserole.
Okay. You pour it on top of all the bread ends that we have earlier put in on the baking dish.
It's a liquidy thing, and then on top you sprinkle some shredded cheese or whatever. Okay, and then you just pop the whole thing into the oven for maybe like half an hour. And then you have a very nice breakfast casserole that you will probably have to pay $20 in a cafe to eat.
It sounds like a very nice comfort food.
It's very simple.
And it definitely sounds easy. Okay.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna try it, but don't be disappointed if I actually fail that as well.
No. This is fail proof. But if it's any comfort, I couldn't really do much more than fry an egg about 4 or 5 years ago. And I only seriously started doing cooking in the last 3-4 years. So I think actually anyone can pick up cooking if you have an interest. And it also brings out your creativity in a different way.
Yeah.
Very therapeutic as well.
And yes, I believe so. And it kind of train your patience as well.
Yes.
Well, right. I'm not the most patient person in the world, but sometimes I do feel that while cooking, I have to wait for that. And I don't think I'm into like baking, but
I'm not either. I'm not either. I'm not either.
So it's just do you happen to like cook food only you like? I know some people that actually
only
have
I like. What?
Yeah. Because like just for example, like myself, I wouldn't really call myself an extreme foodie. And I only like to stick to food that I'm very comfortable with, but I can really, really love that food, and I wouldn't mind like cooking that again and again. So as compared to chef, right? They're just so good in like cooking anything, right? There's a difference between like these two kind of cooking. So
yeah, I get what you mean. I sometimes there are some things I cook every week because I like it. But I think because my husband and I, we are quite health conscious, so we try to also cook things that are healthy.
Then on top of your mind, what is the most healthiest and again easy to cook recipe?
Salad lor. Salad, yeah.
Okay.
He's the king of salads. Okay, that's his department.
Okay, okay. Just stick with salad because there's no cooking required, right?
Yeah.
But I used to have a friend who used to tell me this. Salad is definitely idiot proof. But it comes to the point where he actually sent me the recipe. I look at it. I saw things like, for example, boil this potato into certain ways, and then some other sauce that you have to mix this and that. Then I was just, oh, never mind. Maybe salad is not even that easy. Oh, well, that's just for me.
I tell you what, why don't you come over to my house one day and then we can spend a bit of time.
Sure, definitely. Yeah. It's free of charge, right?
It's not free labor.
Oh, thank you in advance. That's so nice of you. Any other tips on starting out equipping your kitchen without spending too much? No, we are talking about personal finance here, so we all want to pick up something new. But to revamp a whole kitchen from, for people like myself, I didn't really step into my kitchen like before this. I only go into, maybe just toast the bread and heat up some soup. So from a very empty kitchen into, just want to start out like cooking properly and without spending too much. What are the main things that I should invest on actually?
Okay, speaking for myself, I actually am not into fancy gadgets.
Cookware? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I actually have very basic, I only use very basic stuff. I have a wok. A wok is actually the most versatile cooking utensil you can have. I have a non-stick pan.
But they're not non-stick. Okay.
No, I have one wok, one non-stick pan.
Okay.
And I have a stick blender, a hand stick blender. I find it very useful.
Blender for that is more for cooking, no?
Yes.
Sorry,
and no.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh, okay. There's one in my kitchen, but hand stick blender, those that you just it's like a cylinder, and then you hold it, and then basically it's like a mini processor or blender, but a stick blender, you can do all kinds of things with it.
Okay.
Like making shakes, you can blend chili paste and so on. It's super versatile and very cheap. You can get one for just about 100 plus. So that's one of my lifesavers lah. So I really just basically use these 3-4 things all the time.
Okay, a wok, a non-stick pan, and a blender.
Okay. Stick blender. So this is the hand stick blender lah. So you just put whatever you want to blend into this container, and then you stick this in. And
can you make like a smoothie you mentioned?
Yeah. I make soups and milk, cream soups and milkshakes and chili paste with this thing.
Why do you need a blender for soup?
Oh, cream soups like cream or potato soup and all that.
Okay.
The Western kind of soup lah.
Now that we talk about saving money from whether it's cooking something you love, or trying new recipe, or whether it's eating healthy, or doing this all at the same time of not spending too much money, then it leads us to money tips.
Okay.
Yeah. So during this CMO, have you come across or have you actually picked up any useful, important money tips, or maybe generally in this whole year? What are the most important money tips that you have learned?
I think it hit me when I looked at when I read stories in the media about businesses closing down. The importance of having sufficient cash reserves. Because when something like this pandemic crisis catches you by surprise, you need to have enough cash reserve to actually, while you think of another plan, you still need that sum of money to tide you through the tough period. So during this period, I was very thankful that I haven't been spending too much and got myself trapped in a lot of debts. So even though I didn't have I didn't have many jobs coming in, I was still able to basically stick to my normal lifestyle.
Mm.
So I'm actually thankful for that lah.
Yeah, I guess it works as I mean, for some, it's like a blessing in disguise. We get to save so much money by staying at home, and those are the lucky ones that can still like make the same income or maybe just slightly affected. But no matter what, like I think, like as you mentioned, like enough of um, we have been saying like all financial planners or even everyone has been saying that everyone needs to save up to like a 6 months worth of
I
cash
think that's
reserve
really
that can serve you for this all your expenses for this 6 months. But a lot of people like actually miscalculated, or they just think that it's not so important. No, I live a very big lifestyle. I wouldn't need the cash reserve for 6 months. I might just need a bit. But look at us, like we didn't expect this to happen as well. This is not, I mean, this is not really ending yet. This new normal will still continue to happen. So that is why, yeah. So that's why it's so important to, for everyone to really look into their finance, like it doesn't have to be scary. Yeah. So just make the good calculation in very detail, or even talk to someone experienced, or get people to, share how did they do that, or how did they come up with that calculation, or even maybe I should ask you for any tips on how to be frugal around this time.
Okay,
Right.
the first thing that comes to mind would be cook your own food.
Yeah, because I remember like back then you wanted to talk about how many people want to eat healthy, but eating healthy outside, in Malaysia, and with all the nice, healthy cafes or what, they can be so expensive. A salad can be cost up to like 30 over ringgit. So, I think at this time we can actually realize that it wasn't. I mean, there are even some that says that alone buying groceries in Malaysia can be very expensive as well. But looking at this situation, especially what I've been through, like for this 3 months, I don't think it's not so true. Like it's not so true that cooking on our own, cooking healthily, is expensive. I think there are a lot of like basic food that doesn't cost that much. Maybe you know more. Like maybe I should, you should share with us on what are the things that that are healthy, but that doesn't cost that much. And
I think basically, just by virtue of the fact that you are cooking at home, you would already save half of what you spend outside. Because to be fair, restaurants they have so much overheads to pay for. They cannot just charge you for the food, And I myself, even though I cook a lot, I still make it a point to support, especially local restaurants and cafes, because we want to have a circular economy, where you can support each other. So I think the most important thing is just balance. You need to have what do you call it? Some kind of goals when it comes to finance, your financial planning. Yeah, you need to have a helicopter view of your assets, your debts, and basically, I mean, everybody hates doing accounting and calculations, but you have to force yourself to do it every few months or so to take stock of how healthy you are financially. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So, very, very great point about a helicopter view of our own financial situation, because we always believe that it's only when you have a holistic view of your current financial situation that is the only way you can have a plan, lay out and achieving whatever life priority goals that you want in your life. Yep, that's the whole point. Very good money tip. What is the one big audacious habit or goal that you want all podcasts, all listeners to take action now?
I think it goes back to the last thing I mentioned, which is it's important to look after your health. And when I say look after your health, I mean financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, because each of these things affect each other. If you have no money, do you think you can be healthy mentally or physically? You cannot, right? So I think that's the goal that's the ideal we need to strive for. Yeah. So yeah, that's my view of how to live life with minimum stress.
Yep. I think that's very important. There's no one that can. We all need that balance. It doesn't mean that you are very financially fit. It doesn't mean that you can be you have a very good mental health. It's all those things that you mentioned that we have to balance out and to make sure that we really take care of all these aspects all the time, right? Before this happened, we were also busy chasing certain things.
Certain things,
Yeah, it's only that we are blinded by those certain things that we really want, and neglected all these things that we're supposed to take care of. These are the things that can make us move forward for years to come.
I think the holistic part is you just triggered something in my mind, because I noticed too during MCO that the word mindfulness also comes out a lot in trends and conversations now. So which is why the whole concept of balance and holistic health, I think it's coming more and more into people's consciousness now lah. So it's good. I mean, MCO, yes, it caused a lot of pain to many of us, but it also, I think, forced us to re-examine our priorities in life.
Yes. Right. I think I myself have been through that cycle as well. Like as you mentioned, like in the beginning, I was not too sure what exactly to do. Whether for some people they just want to wait and see wait until things get better. So I had that period where I was at a shock and I wasn't too sure how long this thing is gonna last. So I got delayed a bit, and then I started working very, very hard, knowing that okay, now that I know what I'm supposed to do, I should just keep working and working and working. And to one point that I got so stressed out that I felt like I started falling sick. I started getting like a lot of tension, headache, and I started and before that, not just like working too much. I also exercised a lot, and I totally neglected like the rest. So that's where so that's when I lost the balance. As you mentioned, I definitely lost the balance on mental health, spiritual health, emotional health, of course. So that's when I learned that okay, now that it's taking a toll on me, I should wind down, and then started reading more relaxing things, and then spend more time with my niece, and then started reading more relaxing things. It doesn't have to be all like stressful like readings, and that's the whole process that I've been through. Now that I'm more relaxed, doing things that I like, and balancing work as well, and should cook more, learning from you, and then find a time to go to your place where I can get like an actual cooking class. So you would most likely date someone with Jean-Claude Van Damme or Sneaky Snickers?
I think Jean-Claude Van Damme, because I don't like sneaky people.
Well, I didn't think of it that way. I was just thinking that Sneaky Snickers just sounds cute and fun.
Okay. Obviously, we won't go for the same guy.
Okay, but but isn't that name a bit too long?
Well.
Okay, but it's definitely better than.
It's definitely the first one.
Yep. Okay, good. So now it's my turn.
Oh, now it's your turn. So I ask you back lah. Okay. Would you rather wish for a vintage mint condition Ferrari or a generous donation from a rich prince?
I'm not that into sports car because I'm a very down to earth person. I'll just stick with very fuel efficient and cost efficient a sedan car, or it can even be like a local car. So car is not so much of my thing like in generally.
Yeah.
So if I were to choose from one of these, I guess it has to be that generous donation.
Yeah, I would
I'm not even sure what that would be, right? It can be whatever I wish for, right?
I think it should be money gua.
Yes. Then there are so many things I can do with the money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Money is not the most important thing. Like money doesn't make you like it's not the only thing that makes you happy.
No, but it's more useful than the Ferrari, I think.
Yeah, unless I just sell it off. But I wouldn't even know like how much it costs. I might be short selling it, or I might be okay. Interesting. Thank you for your sharing. Thanks for all the tips.
Most welcome.
And of course, like thank you in advance, like before I actually go over to your place for the free cooking. That would be so helpful. And all the interesting stories that you have shared, and then all the people that you interviewed that that you have changed their life maybe, or
Hopefully.
even helped some people in certain ways, inspired some, motivated some, benefited some, useful tips and stuff.
Hopefully. That would be nice.
Thank you. And I guess that's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Kat. Oh, that's a meow.
Thank you, PodCats, for listening. You can find the show notes and links on our website, mypf.my/podcat. So great that I can just read this out. I don't have to. Yep. And don't forget to subscribe and share it with whatever or your loved ones when you think this is useful. And I'll see you in the next podcast where I will continue to talk about money in the new normal. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next show. Hasta pronto.